What's going on, guys? It's me. Today I want to talk to you guys about the power of ownership. Now, I'm not talking about owning a car. I'm not talking about owning a nice mansion or owning a business. I'm talking about owning and owning your own responsibilities, owning your failures, owning your choices and the actions that you take in your life. Because when you own those actions, when you own those responsibilities, that's when you actually start making differences in your life or a loved one or anyone else that could be close to you. It's important that we understand that every choice and every action that we take, we are responsible for. No one usually will put a gun to your head and say, you need to do this. No one will put a gun in your head and say, you need to make this bad choice, or you did this, that your payment is late for your monthly bills, or you made the choice to put yourself in such debt that you can't own this or own that, or you partied too hard last night that you couldn't wake up the next day. I mean, so the list can go on and on. The reality is that you have the choice. You have the choice to say yes, to say no, or whatever you want to do in your life. So own up to it. When you make a mistake, when you make a choice that really hurts you or people around you, just take responsibility. That's the number one step. Take ownership and then find out what can you do in the future that could help that situation out so you don't make those same mistakes again. So my mentor always said, never think about the past. You always think about what you can do in the future. Forget about the past. If you made a mistake, you made the mistake. Learn from it. Find out the solution. Stop dwelling over all the mistakes and all the different things. Try to make more of an action. Figure out a solution. So there's a lot of times, I run different businesses, guys, and there's a lot of Debbie Downers. There's a lot of people who just have a hard time at home and then they bring it to work, for example, and they're just down. And they always want to say, well, I have this problem, I have that problem, or they might just come to you and just create a problem. And the number one thing that I say is, why don't you come up with a solution? Instead of coming and explaining all the different problems, have you ever thought about thinking about what you could do to create a solution for those problems and come to the table with a solution? It's nice to understand problems, but wouldn't it be nicer to actually understand how to solve them so that way you can make a change? Wouldn't it be nice to be around people who are always about making a better change rather than bringing all the problems that you already know about to the table? Wouldn't you get tired of that? Don't you think, not only yourself, but don't you think that other people around you, when you act like that, are going to get tired of you? So think about it. Think about the next time that you're going to be whining, you're going to be bitching about all the different problems that you're having in your life, and think about who is the number one person that can actually make a change and a difference in changing that. And I bet you that number one person is going to be you, because it's always you. You always have a choice. You think all the pro athletes and the greatest actors or gurus in the businesses, you think they sit around and bitch and moan about their problems? They probably got more problems than any of us combined. What they do is they take responsibility for their actions and they figure out solutions. Sometimes you might not figure out a solution by yourself, then go seek help. There's people out there that are willing to share their knowledge, share what they have in their life experiences to help you succeed. You just have to want it. You have to accept it. Once you take ownership and you accept that, you can seek help. You can create actions. You can create things that's going to make you better as a person, as a friend, as a family member, as a business person, as whatever you want it to be. But that's not going to happen unless you take full responsibility for your own actions, for your own choices. So number one, to start making changes in your life or people around you is owning up to your own actions. Take ownership, take responsibility. Stop your whining, stop the bitching. No one really cares at the end of the day. People might listen to you and they might, go, oh yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, and blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, no one gives a shit. I'm just sorry. I'm just being real. I'm just telling you the truth. If I sat around and wanted to throw myself out there for self-pity, for people to feel bad for me, what kind of life is that? Instead, all my problems, and if I could sit here and list you all the problems, and I know there's other people in the world that have so much more problems than I ever had, that's the number one thing that keeps me motivated. Whenever I come up to a problem, I think about all the starving kids in other places that don't have anything. All they have is their bare naked bones, starving, and trying to figure out how to live the next day. What do we got? What's our excuse? When you see an amputee that's running for the Olympics with one leg and winning, what is your excuse? That have two legs and you're whining and bitching about taking an exercise on a treadmill. What's the excuse? There shouldn't be any excuse. Take the excuses out of the picture. Own up. Man up. Woman up. However you want to think of it. Take responsibility for your own actions. Take responsibility for you. Once you do that, you can create a better lifestyle. All right, guys. I hope that this kind of hit some spots, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.